Welcome everyone to Busch Gardens, Tampa, home to the new for 2022 massive hyper hybrid by Rocky Mountain Construction, Iron Gwazi. We're filming it this summer, so it's been open for a couple months, but those who have gotten the chance to ride it are saying it might be the best RMC.
Yes, and before that, I feel like everyone was saying Steel Vengeance.
Yeah, I mean, they have very similar stats. We're talking a 1 foot difference, a 1 degree difference with the angle of descent. Yeah, Busch Gardens Tampa was just like, we're just gonna slightly beat each other.
Whatever they have +1.
But does that make it a better ride? Steel Vengeance is a lot longer. So I think we should go around and ask people, what is the best RMC? To find out once and for all, is it Steel Vengeance or is it Iron Gwazi?
Stay tuned.
All right, we're now taking a back road ride on Iron Gwazi, and this is gonna be a special moment because Tyler and Matt have not ridden this before. But both of you have done Steel Vengeance.
Yes, we have.
Oh, man.
What do you think of Steel Vengeance?
Yeah.
Number 2 for me.
Steel Vengeance?
I don't know about Matt, but...
How do you like Steel Vengeance?
It's alright.
Okay. Wow.
I like Maverick better.
Okay. But you're a big Steel Vengeance guy.
Oh yeah, big time. I like Maverick a lot too, but Steel Vengeance, king of Cedar Point. No question.
Oh. Here we go.
Oh my god.
What the f was that? What?
I don't even know.
You good, bro?
Nah.
Cut the commercial break.
Nah.
Cut the commercial break.
And now a word from our sponsors.
If you're here, it's probably because you love RMC as much as we do. Last year, we released a feature-length film about the company, detailing their origins, how they function, and what makes them unique.
What really makes this documentary special is not only is it a really cool story, but it actually showcases an industry that most people don't even know exists. Like, most people don't see a roller coaster and go, I wonder how that got there.
And this is how we roll. You'll get a behind-the-scenes look at the construction crews physically out there on the site building the ride, and you'll get to see every step of what goes into bringing these coasters to life.
Visit the link below to either rent or buy the movie, and if you enter the coupon code GWAZI, you'll get 10% off.
And please, after you watch, leave a review and let us know what you thought.
Now let's go see if Matt and Tyler's mental state has improved yet.
I have no words. That was
relentless. Relentless.
Non-stop.
I'd say that's like the I-305 of RMCs.
That was better
right
than
there.
Steel Vengeance. That was better than Steel Vengeance.
I think I'm gonna have to agree with that too.
Oh yeah.
All right, so we have 2 for Iron Gwazi right off the bat.
Oh yeah, boys. Oh yeah.
All right, Kaylin, Iron Gwazi or Steel Vengeance?
Iron Gwazi, for me, 100%. I will say Steel Vengeance is very, very good, but I will say I think Iron Gwazi as a whole is a lot more intense of a ride. It's a bit more aggressive in my opinion, and it's got a lot more variety in my opinion.
How many times have you done Steel Vengeance?
12, 10 or 12
All right, and how many times have you done Iron Gwazi?
542.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, quite a bit.
Jen, Iron Gwazi or Steel Vengeance?
Iron Gwazi,
Why?
because the intensity is just throughout the ride. There is one in the stall, you get a little relief, but Steel Vengeance has a little bit of dull time. It's a little too long.
But Gwazi is obviously better.
That's what she was saying! Kaylin, you already win! Get out of here, get out of here, get out of here. All right, so you like Iron Gwazi, Mark?
Yes.
All right, cool. All right, Mark, you've done Steel Vengeance and Iron Gwazi quite a bit. What do you think?
I think Iron Gwazi's way better, but guess what? I think Zadra's better than Iron Gwazi!
All right, 1 point for Zadra.
I think Zadra's better. Zadra's better. It's more intense, the elements are better. I like going like,
That's cool,
on the
Mark,
turn,
but that
like-
wasn't the question.
but Zadra's better.
I'm
That's
sure
it.
Egenica is better than both of those.
That's true, that's true. That's fair enough.
Iron Gwazi over Steel Vengeance.
That's what you already said!
Iron Gwazi!
Iron Gwazi or Steel Vengeance?
The only reason I'm gonna say Iron Gwazi is because I've waited like 2.5 hours for every ride of Steel Vengeance. So I still don't even have like a good grip on Steel Vengeance. I've been to the park like 4 times. And
So
I've
you just like
waited
this because you can marathon
so
it
many
more.
times. Yeah, I mean the max wait here is like an hour, so at least you can get on it again and again. Or if
Honestly-
you come in like the morning or at night, at least you can get on it.
Yeah,
Steel Vengeance,
that's a
I've been on it,
fair
like, 4
argument.
times. Yeah,
That's totally reasonable. I get it. All right, man. What do you think? Iron Gwazi or Steel Vengeance?
I'm on the Iron Gwazi train. I think because a lot of people think Vengeance is better because of that quantity-quality type thing, but I'm more of a quality guy. So when it comes to Gwazi, it's just, you know, fast-paced the whole time. There's no repetition in the elements, and I feel like it's just, you hit the brakes going faster than you are. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like it's a lot, it has more to it than Vengeance. Vengeance is a lot of repetition and stuff like that.
I think that's understandable.
Yeah.
Jen, get out.
Go away, Jen. I love you.
So there you go. Some preliminary opinions of Iron Gwazi or Steel Vengeance. A lot of love for Iron Gwazi.
Now, is that because we are here?
That's a good question. So let's head over to Cedar Point and see if everyone over there is voting for Steel Vengeance. Voila, we've made it to Cedar Point, America's Rock and Roller Coaster, home to what, I mean, after I rode it, I said was the best coaster in the world.
I think most people did.
Yeah, so I'm really curious to see how it's running today. I mean, you know, first impressions, walking up to it is still insanely impressive, you know,
Oh my God.
a dense mass of wood.
Yeah.
I mean, this thing might look bigger than Iron Gwazi. I don't know.
It looks more daunting than Iron Gwazi. How about that? Like you look
Yeah.
at it and it's like scaled larger.
It's also just different because it's all the way in the back of the park, so you just get a different impression when you walk up to it versus Iron Gwazi, where it's right there at the front. It has that steel structure.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm really curious to see how this
I'm very
goes.
curious to see.
Is it going to be recency bias? I don't know.
I don't know. I know I'm prone to that, so maybe.
Yeah. All right, let's go hop on. Steel Vengeance is spectacular.
It's ridiculous.
Brilliant ride. I mean, you know, everyone talks about the length, which absolutely is a huge part of it, but I love the elements on this
Yeah,
thing.
you can have a long roller coaster that does nothing, and then you can. And then you can have something like this that's long and it keeps you interested the entire time.
And you know, people are talking about like repetition and stuff. I don't mind that at all.
No, you can throw me into an airtime hill as many times as you like.
This thing, it's a great roller coaster. I think it's still my favorite roller coaster at Cedar Point, which I realize most people are saying that, but I mean, when you got a lot of really good rides here, I still think that's a pretty, you know,
can make an
strong
argument
statement.
for a lot of them here, I feel.
Sure.
It's not Magnum.
So let's go ahead and ask a couple other people who have done both Steel Vengeance and Iron Gwazi which they like, and then let's give our final thoughts. All right, we made it to Cedar Point, so now we got someone who has just ridden Steel Vengeance. Laurel, what do you think, Steel Vengeance or Iron Gwazi?
I like Iron Gwazi. They're both wonderful rides, but Iron Gwazi is just more fun to me and more rideable, more graceful. Steel Vengeance is just like a little bit too much for me. but
Okay,
I
so
love them both.
even with recency bias, still
Even-
going Iron Gwazi.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Anthony, you've done Iron Gwazi. We just did Steel Vengeance. What do you think?
Well, you know, I think both rides are amazing. You know, last year when I Steel Vengeance for the first time, I'm thinking nothing can top it. As you can see, I'm a big Steel Vengeance fan.
Yeah, of course.
But man, Iron Gwazi, like, recency bias aside, because I've just ridden this, I think Iron Gwazi is just, I think it's just that much better. I just think it's more, it's not as long, but I definitely think it's more complete. And I think if Iron Gwazi was as long as this, I don't think it would be safe. So I think I choose Iron Gwazi.
All right. All right, man, what do you think? Steel Vengeance or Iron Gwazi?
Gwazi.
Why?
Intensity.
Yeah? You think that's a more intense coaster than this? Even
Way
though this
more
is longer?
intense. I'll take intensity over length any day of the week. That's
All
why,
right.
that's why I'm a huge fanboy of Phantom's Revenge and Magnum XL 200. Sorry, Sarah.
There you go, a few more opinions on Iron Gwazi and Steel Vengeance, and Iron Gwazi is still the reigning champion.
It's
out of
insane.
like everyone is like loving that thing.
Yeah, I would have never have guessed before it opened that everyone was going to dethrone Steel Vengeance like this. But,
Yeah.
like it's pretty unanimous.
Before we rode Iron Gwazi, I would have thought, no, Steel Vengeance is still gonna be king.
Yeah.
But, you know, after riding it, I get it.
I do get it.
I think you
can make an argument either way.
Cause like, okay, like we haven't ridden Steel Vengeance since we did Iron Gwazi, until now.
Yeah.
And so I was like, how is it gonna feel? Like, I don't remember, maybe, you know, it's just recency bias, but I don't know, 1, 2, 3, Iron Gwazi. It is the better coaster.
I can't believe it, but it's true.
I like, okay, length, I don't mind that Iron Gwazi's shorter. It is way more powerful.
Absolutely.
I just think that it kicks, it holds that momentum.
Yeah, and the fact that like, there's no mid-course. There's no point where you slow down on that ride. And even back before this thing was hitting like the trims very hard, I still think that Iron Gwazi is going to be the more intense ride.
It
either
absolutely
way. It doesn't slow down at all.
Like, I'm breathless getting off of Steel Vengeance, but Iron Gwazi, I'm like shook, like every single time. I think that's one of the most intense coasters in the world.
Yeah.
So, man, yeah, I
never thought that I'd see the day that RMC outdid themselves.
Not at all. But geez, man, it's crazy to say. I can't believe we're saying it.
I can't
but
believe
no, it's clear. Iron Gwazi is the better coaster.
And it could be the best roller coaster in the world. If Eltorrode is.
I want to hear from you guys down in the comments below. What do you think? Do you agree with what everyone's been saying in this video? Are you one of the few people that like Steel Vengeance more? Please let us know why. But yeah, stay tuned for more of these comparisons here at Coaster Studios. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.